Hey Jack, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be making some easy, healthy, and above all else, yummy snacks. These are snacks that I like to make during the day or at the start of the week and just have in the fridge. So that way, when it gets to like 7 p.m. and we're sitting down, we're going to watch a movie, we're feeling really snacky, rather than binging something that's probably unhealthy like we have done in the past. We're trying to get into a good habit of eating something that is somewhat healthy and nutritious. So I'm going to be sharing with you today 3 of my favorite recipes. I've got my beautiful friend Laura over, and we're going to be cooking up a storm today. So
yes,
let's get started.
Let's do it. Okay, so our first recipe that we're gonna make, this is actually one of Robbi's recipes. What are we making?
We are making no-bake energy bites. I love these. We have them all the time. Alex is probably sick of them because we end up snacking on these all the time. They're super easy, super quick, and I make them and then they sit in the fridge for a few days and we just grab them when we're hungry. You can add a couple different things in. You can add protein, you can add cocoa powder, whatever it is that you like, and just kind of tweak it to your taste a little bit. So this is a very simple recipe. And we're also gonna link all of these below. We're gonna write them down in the description below. So if you wanna check any of these out and make them yourself, you can do that very easily. So let's get started.
I'm excited.
So for this recipe, we've got peanut butter, we've got old fashioned oats, flaxseed, honey, we've got some almond butter, we've got semi-sweet chocolate chips, some cinnamon, some chia seeds, and we've also got some cocoa powder. So let's get started. All right, so for the first recipe, we're gonna start with a cup of oats.
Okay, I'm excited to learn this one because it looks really tasty and I don't know how I've never tried it before.
So easy. So I use old fashioned oats. I love these ones. So 1 cup.
Yummy.
After that, you wanna add in half a cup of flaxseed. Flaxseed is great.
Flaxseed is really good. There's a lot of health benefits to flax seeds.
It doesn't look like the yummiest thing, but it's a great source of fiber. It's got a nutty taste, and it's got a lot of omega-3 in it as well, which is like fatty acids. So that's really, really good for you.
Oh, nice. So this is the ground flaxseed.
Yeah, ground flaxseed. Yeah.
Nice.
So just added that flaxseed into there. Next up is going to be a 1/3 of a cup of honey.
I love honey. I think it's such a great sweetener to add into your foods. It's a healthier option than adding just straight up sugar.
Okay, here's a question. Do you keep your honey in the fridge or in the pantry?
I do not. I keep mine in the pantry because this reason exactly. I don't like it when it gets too hard and it like doesn't come out. So that is like so mesmerizing. I could watch honey drip, like honey drip ASMR. I wonder if that's a thing.
Do you guys keep your peanut butter and your honey in the fridge or in the pantry? Comment below and let us know.
I'm team pantry all the way.
And now I'm going to use half a cup of peanut butter. I like to use the chunky peanut butter because it just gives it such a really nice nutty texture. And I'll pop that one in as well. Now is my favorite part. We're gonna add in the chocolate chips. It always calls for half a cup, but to be honest with you, I kind of just freestyle this one. I always like to add a little bit of extra chocolate chips in, and these are semi-sweet ones, so they don't take over the recipe, but they're still really, really yummy.
Yeah, I feel like we can go more like 1 cup on the chocolate chips here.
You guys know I'm honest with you, so I'm gonna be honest with you that I don't follow the measurements when it comes to the chocolate part of any recipe.
No need to follow the instructions.
Next, I'm gonna add in some chia seeds.
I feel like the thing with chia seeds that's great is you can kind of just add them to anything because chia seeds don't really taste like anything, but they have a great source of fiber, omega-3s. They're super, super great to add to your diet. So if you ever want to add chia seeds, you have to add them to like a salad dressing or like into like a hummus.
So you can see I'm just starting to mix together, and it doesn't mix super easily. You do have to apply a little bit of pressure and just spend a little bit of time mixing it. And next up, we've got almond butter. So I'm gonna add that in. Again, I like to eyeball my measurements, but I always generally add around 1 tablespoon. All right, and now is the fun part. Gonna mix it all together. And because you guys know I'm a bit of a chocolate fiend, I am gonna add in a little bit of cocoa powder. I actually normally like to use chocolate protein and make them protein balls, but to be honest with you, I only have vanilla protein at the moment. So I thought, you know what, the next best thing is cocoa powder. So I'm gonna add that in as well, about 1/4 of a cup.
Give us a little more chocolate. You can never have enough.
Yeah. And again, I just eyeballed that measurement. It doesn't have to be precise. The good thing with this recipe is honestly, you can add things that you like or take things out that you don't like. So if you don't love peanut butter, you can add extra almond butter, whatever it is, just have fun with it. If you're finding that it's not mixing very well, you can also add in just a tiny little bit of water just so that it is a little bit more mixable. So Laura's mixing that all together. And now is the easy part. What you want to do when it's all mixed together is you want to just take it out and roll them into little balls. So make sure your hands are very clean. Roll them into circular balls as big as you like, and then you're gonna put them onto a plate and put them in the fridge and let them chill for half an hour.
If you can wait that long, because like honestly, I'm about to just take this spoon. It's actually so good.
So we have just finished up the energy bites, and now we're gonna put them into the fridge to chill.
Here they go.
Into my very empty fridge.
Oh, that's really good.
So while the energy bites are in the fridge chilling, we're gonna get started with our next recipe. It's one I'm really excited about. It is cinnamon honey walnut pears that are roasted. This is actually one that you taught me months ago. I can't take credit for this one. This was your invention, or you taught me anyway.
Well, this recipe is so good. I love this one as like a dessert if you want like a healthy dessert option, or honestly just a really warm and cozy and sweet treat to eat in the afternoon. It's so simple and so delicious. So let's get into it.
So you get started by turning the oven onto 350 degrees. So this recipe is super simple. It's got only 4 ingredients. It's got ground cinnamon, honey, walnuts, and pears. All right, so you want to get started with cutting the pears into half, and then after that, you just want to use a little spoon and just take the seeds out of the inside of the pear.
If you want to make this a really good dessert, I definitely recommend adding a scoop of vanilla ice cream afterwards. You gotta live a little.
So after you've scooped out the pears, the next step is adding in the cinnamon and the honey, and then we're going to crush up these walnuts and add them to the top, put them onto this baking tray, and then of course add them into the oven. We're adding in that honey, and you can add as much or as little as you like onto these.
I love the honey.
Now these are really easy. They take about half an hour. So once the oven has preheated, you can go ahead and throw them into the oven. And pro tip, these are always best when they're served hot.
Oh yeah.
These aren't the ones that are super great for refrigerating, like you can, but they're always better when they're fresh. I know Alex will shop just when these are finished because he loves these. Now she's going ahead and adding in the cinnamon. Now guys, if you do want to make these a little bit yummier but less healthy, you can also add brown sugar. You can add a little bit of melted butter. There's a bunch of things you can do, but again, it's just not as healthy. So this is the healthiest version of these that we can possibly make while still being yummy.
Okay, so now Robbi has crushed up the walnuts, and we're just getting the pears onto our baking sheet. She's gonna take the crushed walnuts and just add them to our pears. Robbi, what's your favorite type of nut?
Cocoa?
Cocoa?
Coconut?
Coconut?
Coconut. That's actually not a nut, is it?
I don't know, is it?
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna add a little bit of extra cinnamon because it's so good.
She's going in with more cinnamon.
It's my grandma's fault. She used to always bake with cinnamon, and she's like, whatever it calls for, I always double it. And now I kind of do the same thing, so. All right, so we've just finished those up. Now we're gonna put them into the oven for half an hour. And while these are baking, we're gonna get started on our third and final healthy snack.
Okay, for our final recipe, this is so simple and so delicious. All you need are dates, chocolate chips, and peanut butter of your choice, but I think that crunchy is so much better. These literally taste like a healthy Snickers bar.
I'm getting really hungry now.
I'm excited for the ball bites. They look really good. I'm excited for the pears.
Shout out to all the pear.
And now we're getting into the third recipe. These are, I like to call these healthy Snicker bites, and they're so, so good.
Wow, these are great. So these are just dates. These are pitted. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna cut them into half, take the pit out, and then get started. We're actually gonna melt the chocolate chips that we're using because
it's so much better. You can just put chocolate chips on top, that's fine. But I'm telling you, take the extra few minutes, melt the chocolate, and pour it on top of the peanut butter date, and you have yourself a healthy Snickers bar.
Do you know what? These are really great if you're going to a friend's house and they want you to bring a dessert or a dish. It's super cheap, it's super easy.
Yes.
And it's always a crowd pleaser. People love this, even if they don't traditionally love dates.
Yes, that's the thing I've noticed. Everyone that I've shown this recipe, they're like, this is legitimately so good. This is one of the most tagged recipes that I get tagged on Instagram stories.
Let's get started.
So you want to open them up a little bit, and you're just kind of creating a little pocket for where the peanut butter is gonna go.
These are just fresh medjool dates, but there are a couple different types of dates you can use. So while Laura is pinning all those dates, I'm gonna melt these chocolate chips. It looks about half a cup, or maybe a little bit more.
Maybe a little bit more.
I'm just gonna put these in the microwave for about 30 seconds. So we have just finished pinning all the dates, and now we're gonna go back in with our natural peanut butter and fill them up.
And pro tip, if you want these to really taste like a Snickers bar, I definitely recommend using the crunchy peanut butter because you have this really delicious, thick and chewy date with the crunchy peanut butter and the creamy milk chocolate. Ugh, so good. You guys are gonna love this one. All right, so we just filled all of the date halves with some crunchy peanut butter, and Robbi is just getting the chocolate chips ready.
Ooh, look at that. That is so nice and melty.
So now we're just gonna drizzle them on top and basically coat them with however much chocolate you like.
Why did you put me in charge of this job?
It's a big task, but you can do it. So we're just gonna cover all of these with some chocolate, and then we'll put them in the fridge for about 10 minutes, and the chocolate will harden, and they are so, so good.
So we are at 20 minutes in the oven right now, and you can see, wow, these are really starting to just go a little bit toasty, a little bit brown, and these smell so ridiculous. Just finishing these ones up now. They are looking good.
Okay, so now we finished drizzling them with chocolate. Robbi, what happened here? Where did this one go?
I couldn't help it.
So these are so good. We're gonna put them in the fridge to chill for about 10 minutes, and once the chocolate hardens, it's so good. And we also have our protein bites up there.
You know what? It's been about half an hour now. I can probably give these ones
Let's do it.
a go.
They look so good.
And you can see as well how much I actually made. That was only half a cup of the old fashioned oats, and that's quite a large serving. So we've just got these out of the oven, and oh my goodness, these smell so good. It is ridiculous. Now, the fun part.
Taste test.
Taste test time. Okay guys, and we just got all of these out of the fridge and also the oven. So we have our peanut butter and chocolate filled dates. We've got our no bake energy bites, and we've also got our walnut cinnamon honey pears.
Okay, best part of the day.
Let's start with this one.
Oh, you wanna start with the date?
Yeah, because we just got this out of the fridge and it's starting to melt a little bit, but wow, this looks good.
Cheers.
Cheers. This tastes like Snickers, like actually.
Doesn't it
Snickers.
literally?
Mm-hmm.
Because the date almost tastes like caramel.
I will give this a solid 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna go 10 out of 10 because I love Snickers.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, on to the next one. Let's give the pear a go.
I'm excited to try the pear.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. The moment of truth. This is legit. I feel like if you want to impress
It's so
someone,
good.
this is like a good one to make if you want to like impress someone.
Yeah, because this one is really unique. I feel like you don't really see this one that often.
I like this.
This one is really good. And I still stand by what I said. I think this would be so good with a little scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Oh my gosh. I give this one an 8 out of 10.
I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10 as well.
Yep. Okay, and before we get all the way filled up, let's try the protein balls.
Cheers.
Cheers. The extra chocolate chips make it. For sure. What do you think?
Don't be shy with the chocolate chips.
And then the crunchy peanut butter. What do you
And
think?
the oats are so chewy.
Wow, guys, this is so good.
I give these a 10 out of 10. These are perfect.
These are my favorite ones, followed by the Snickers. I think that I could probably eat a lot more of these because they aren't quite as rich as these ones, whereas the Snickers, like the dates are quite rich.
They're very rich. These are so good. These are like a perfect like energy bite if you're like in a hurry and you need something quick to grab and feel full.
And now we've got snacks for later as well. I wish you guys could smell this as well. Like this pear smells so good. The whole house kind of smells quite nice now because we left the oven open. This like this scent's just drifting everywhere.
The cinnamon, the pear, the honey, the chocolate, the peanut butter.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We ate way too much.
Ate way too many desserts and snacks, but it was all worth it because they're so good, easy, and healthy. So I really hope you guys like these.
And again, if you guys want to make any of these for yourselves, I'm going to put all of the descriptions below in the description box. Let me know in the comments, what are your favorite healthy snacks, and have you ever tried any of these? And if so, did you like them? What would you rate them out of 10? Because for me, these are honestly some of my go-tos. I love them. And now I've got a lot in the fridge, so I know what I'm going to be eating later tonight.
So good.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And I will see you guys in my next video.
Mwah.
Bye, guys.